So we start our lecture number 2, and today we discuss the topic of general topic of DSS in context of solving. In context of solving. Тобто, what I mean is a decision support system in context of solving. Solving is a very important question of computer science, IT technologies, and all this problem can be considered in much close consideration about what things we use, what rules of engagement and so on. By finally, based on this lecture, we would form practical task for lab number 2. As for today, we have formulated lab 1. It's a simple decision-making system, and short summary of previous lecture is about that we have 2 steps, 2 main steps. First one is decision making, and second one is decision making support. So we have these two basic steps, and they in most cases use it together about formulation of the problem. So the central point is generally is the problem. It can be situated in subject domain. Subject domain is a key point. Subject domain is a key point that can be used for all this discussion, and we usually need to form some strategy, and strategy is a key point of success in this way of activity, and the main topic is about what kind of routine we used, and what would be final results for this routine. So on our first slide we have the general conception of decision making. So here we have all keywords that used in the way of decision making. So we have some reasons, objections, evidence, sources, and step by step we would build some extension of this basic sham, or mainly even basic scheduler. And this scheduler would proceed in some way or other for the this general way of decision making. And very important conclusion from the previous lecture number 1 is that we singled out that decision making as a routine is consists of many steps. It's not just one steps routine. It has some number of steps, but what is important for the practical consideration is that all these steps they are is a finite number of steps. We have only finite number of steps in, and in very end we would build some solution. So in generally in IT, solution is such a very crucial point for making this way of activity, and importance of such consideration is very useful for final results we do have, and in this way of activity we would preserve some steps and stipulate other steps for making a right decision. And all the things that includes in decision making, they generally can be transferred to main routine of decision making, and this routine would give us some preferences preferences, and these preferences would be definitely important or less important, and they would be consequently preserved for the way of newest way of finalizing the routine. But if we consider the way of solving, it's more close to the machine logic, and to the way that some artificial intelligence would contribute to the problem. And in the area of decision support system, as the same, we have the same situations in any other field of IT. I mean the situation or situation before the using of artificial intelligence, and after. So this is a most important milestone for all consideration. This important milestone is of course about language model, and all these models will be used in video use in the implementation of and all they can be considered as a part of semantic implementation, and it's about the scope. All the question is about the scope of such engagement, and what we can use from all these classification of it. So from this point of view, it's very important to differentiate between problem solving, the main topic for today, and problem analysis, and third point is decision making. So we have three main layers. It's problem solving, problem analysis, and namely decision making. And all this layer is have clearly defined dependencies from between others layers, and if we put the question of building such a system, we need some preparations for solving faulty problem solving, because it's very very complicated things of for implementation. And between this in this field we can single out that problem solving is a process of exploration the given information and finding all possible solutions through invention or discovery. That is very complicated definition that is presented in many resources, many textbooks. And all this text gives no correct instruction for how to build this solution. So I mean that solution building is a very very complicated field because it consists of many milestones, and in every steps we have some concrete task to solve, yeah? And the ways of making more precise decisions on the next steps that would give you a final way. And what we can in details say, that is there is a connection between problem solving and the area of solution. I mean that is some area like it can be data set, because in IT we have all we have, yes, is about data set, and conception of data is more generalizing and generalized from all point of view. And what it gives is a context of decision making. It's very simple because all this about data set we can narrowing, make it in smaller data set, and make it opposite way that more extendable extension of data set, the conception of extension is a very important thing in IT in general, yeah, because we can build extensions to dataset, and that would allow us to proceed with new solutions, yeah, new solutions. The solution we build, you have a task to build in the lab 1 is just one. It is a kind of very simple, solution, because we have just kind of ramification and just one way or another. Is every key point, decision milestone, we have way left, way right, way again and again, and all this is very important thing. Decision tree. The previous lecture we discussed the electric bulb changing decision making, and it was presented in the that way of decision tree. And when we were moving from up to the bottom, yeah, we have we can find it new offsprings, new data discovered in all these ramification, and we have such a multi-level construction, and in the every level we have new possibilities for decision making at that level, and finally we were going through all this routine, and we were getting closer to the final solution. So the main idea is that decision making is a very inside of itself, registered, is a thing similar to problem solving. So here a very important conclusion is that in this way we use the star thing that is named solver. Solver, generally we can't talk about problem solver, and that would be the task and title of lab 2. I would give more details in our Telegram group. Lab 2 is DSS solvers. DSS, like DSS solvers. That will be formulation. I will give more in detail. For first lab, you have thousands of examples in internet, in the range of languages namely from C language to the Python and to thousands of others on your choice. What you would choose for these activities, and it would finally give us such a final result that generally would have give solution. In general IT, it's very important question. Yeah, in general IT is about it's about how we can use solving for practical implementation and to form solution building routine. And here we can discuss more closely this topic. The subject of discussion is the idea, the things that namely we are using the IT solution in some steps for build client solution. It's in IT we have client server architecture, is a very known thing, yeah? But generally all the things about solution building, very simple answer is that we get data from the client, and in this in his data there is finally projected the business logic of the solution, and we finally do provide insights and more detailed exploration about these things and how these things will be can be used for from the practical point of view, and it's important to understand that all this is in any case all this would form further iteration, and all these iterations would give us some close ranged data presentation to the final solution we are looking for. And here is one important detail that all we know, that very known thing, that in new picture of the subject domain, and in this way we can we must to single out more and precise more precisely details that would be the result of some additional routine. In the decision making is one of the such a key routine is the voting. Here is a slide number 2. We have some voting samples. It's slide 1 was presented inside of variables, DSS parameters or variables. Yeah. If it's not nothing new for us in this context. At all. Yes. Why? Because anything in any simple thing and maybe even more complicated things. Yes, it is based on attachment of many participants, and all technologies like we have in artificial intelligence, it is derived from real humans world, human society, from how human communicate, do information exchange. So it's not very new. It's that voting is the practical key for building of decision. As we said before, the very final decision is multi-step routine. It's not an decision from nowhere, and all things in all things in IT is a way of parameters implementation, and that means generally very simple things. It's that the more parameters we do use, the more precise the solution we will get. From the very beginning to the final round. So in this slide we have visualization, and they show us how all these things is running. And all from the point of view of practical implementation, to build a program project for testing this project and to building for the building of final release for the client. All this is all this is kind of implementation that would be we can correct it in the final steps, and it will give us some way that do contribute to a general picture of the implementation. And we can not say it's clearly defined. I mean a clear picture of decision making, because in the this underlying reason for this situation is not just voting, but the main complexity is when we using a preferential voting. So it will be very interesting thing for lab 3. Preferential voting system building. Preferential voting system building by some tools we used in as a tool of practical implementation tool. What we have here in from the final scene of implementation Yes, we would proceed from the simple things to more complicated things. And the question is that if all voters are equal, then there is no, we can say there is no complexity at all. No complexity. Just counting numbers of votes. Counting number of votes, we can have very different results and positioning of every parameters on the area of activity. And this business logic will be complicated, and we need to use some recalculation means to find the all results to be presentable in different cases, different languages, and so on. So when we are talking about preferential, we here can say about, for sure, we can say about cases. Previously we were talking about solving. So maybe solving cases is what we plan to get. What we plan to get, that solve all to solve some cases, all cases, different cases. We would be find more preferential or less preferential solution, and these solutions gives a new way for routine decision making. And decision making in with preferences that would give variables parameters with weights or weighted parameters. And here is a concept of weights. It's what is weights? It's a degree of importance that any action can have. So the greatest weights are assigned, some mere possible, more and more possible. It will be for practical implementation. From the area of mathematical logic, we can say about the truth degree. Truth degree. It's a kind of predefined certainty of truth. Certainty of truth. We can have ranged truth from 0 till 1. From 0 till 1 is the ranged truth. And in the artificial intelligence, it's very important notion. It's the notion of CF certainty factor. CF certainty factor. It's the thing that is variable parameter that defines the how much sure is user about the value of variables or numbers. In technical application, the point of view of using in technical application, we mostly use word parameters. In the programming application, we generally use word variable. But from the point of importance, it's mostly the same. I mean that what is about parameters, what is about variable. What is about variable? It's about variable. And in this all these factors is about some things that stuffing is very close in from the beginning till the end, and it will be some final results, and these final results would definitely contribute to the general area of confidence of total certainty about all the kind of solutions, and we form all this way in more or less dependencies from each other. Depends. So the next important thing is the notion of dependency. And generally speaking, business logic. When we talk about business logic, about what is business logic, it's declared dependencies. Very important to understand that these dependencies and declarations all they will be presented in one formal in some formal system, and the main thing is that we not always we can implement all the idea we got from business logic analysis. So when we are analyzing the certain domain, we put some accents, and this accent is a kind of preferential. If we the degree of preferential, we can stipulate in the range of say 0, 1, and finally when we do all this recalculation, that all these steps would be definitely much more close to the results in one case, and much more far from results in the other case. So in this discussion, we need a new conception. New conceptions is very important. It's data engine. What is data engine? Data engine is some that's program stuff that do some transformation for data, that generates new data presentation. It means that when we have a data, it's not static one. All the newest IT it's the same as classical IT. The First question is about how is dynamics over how is static aspects of implementation. It's in one case or another, we need to process some data processing with certain goals. We have a goals of processing, and that goals finally gives results in very true extension of it, and in this extension we would be allowed to make some improvement, modification, adjustment, and other contribution to the problem. So here is very good choice to consider it all in some paralleling things, and with different assignment to the real values. Namely, the client-server technology allowed us to build solutions with where clients have access directly to the real data, but they have access to the some like lecture. All good things to you.
Goodbye.